Hello everybody. In today's video, I'm going to be showing off my entire physical collection of PlayStation 3 games. Now this video is only going to cover just the physical games. I won't be covering any of the digital games because, as you may know, digital games always stay in your account. And the only new game that I have gotten digitally is Journey, which Sony gave away for free, considering everybody's stuck inside because of the current pandemic. That being said, I've been meaning to make this video for a little while now, but things happened. Well, I procrastinated, but also EB Games for the last year have been trying to get rid of their entire backlog of PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 titles. So all last generation stuff, they no longer accept as of last year, and now they're just trying to get rid of them and having these massive sales. And I actually got quite a few games dirt cheap because of it. But let's start by going in the order of which I purchased these games. So one of the first games I got for the system was Assassin's Creed 2 and Sonic Generations. But unfortunately, I've traded those games actually sold/traded those games since then. And what you see here is what's left, and what's left of that original batch of games from 2014. So the first game, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, includes Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and Peace Walker. I actually traded .hack for this. I almost regret it now, but Metal Gear Solid, I had a fun time with this game, with this collection. This one I got dirt cheap. I just bought it because it was cheap. Nothing really to say, it's just hockey. Heavy Rain, have yet to actually finish this. It got a PS4 remaster, and I think it's also available on the Epic Game Store now. So there's that. Call of Duty Ghost. Now this game is actually the first game in the franchise where I actually got the season pass. Though the season pass, of course, was included with the edition I bought. They actually were getting rid of the hardened edition of the game, which I also have an unboxing video of. Despite what a lot of people say, I had a lot of fun time with this game. Definitely could have been a lot better, for sure. And I initially did not like the cliffhanger of an ending that this game's story campaign had. Zone of the Enders HD Collection. This was made by the same people who did the Metal Gear Solid franchise, and they actually just remastered the second game of this collection on the PlayStation 4. Sorry about that. So the next game is Dead Island Game of the Year Edition. I've yet to actually play this at all. I'm probably just going to play the remaster on Xbox One, though, since I think that's back on Game Pass now. This one, Medal of Honor. This is the limited edition, which includes Medal of Honor Frontlines. Honestly, I have yet to really play this at all. I mean, I tried Frontlines, but I gave up after like an hour or so. Hopefully, I'm aware that they're going to make a VR game out of this soon, so maybe the series will see a bit of a revival. Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, the collection. I have not played Shadow of the Colossus. I know they have a remaster out on PS4, but I don't have a PS4. And as for Eco, I've only got like a couple hours in. I'll definitely finish it someday in the future. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. I got this for $2. Have yet to really play a Splinter Cell game. I tried the first game out on PC. I kind of stopped playing it after a while, though. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. At launch, this was seen as a glorified demo, and it kind of was. Really, there's not really much to do in this game. You're better off just picking up Metal Gear Solid 5: The Definitive Edition, which includes this. It's include this, Phantom Pain, and all the DLC. Metal Gear Solid 4. This game is mostly movie, really. It's to this day it's still PS3 exclusive, and who knows as to whether it's going to get a remaster on current generation platforms. Especially since Hideo Kojima is no longer with Konami. Now this one, so this one is actually a copy of BioShock Infinite that my friend let me borrow. I've still hung on to it all these years later. And it also includes the first BioShock game, and I played a couple hours or so into it, but then I stopped playing it. I actually got the game again on Xbox 360, and now they announced the Switch port. So now I don't know which version to play. Sleeping Dogs. I got this dirt cheap. I think it was like $2.50. I have yet to actually play this, so unfortunately I don't have anything to say about this other than the company that made this is filed for bankruptcy. Alright, let's go with the next batch of games here. Okay, let's start in order. Blaze Blue, Calamity Trigger. Didn't get too far into this. I almost kind of regret getting this now because it's not as fun as I'm not as invested as I was hoping I would. Resistance Fall of Man, a signature PlayStation 3 signature franchise. A signature franchise for PlayStation. Have yet to play it. I'll get to it someday. Again, Splinter Cell Double Agent. Haven't really played some Splinter Cell. Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. I actually started the first game on Xbox 360. Have yet to actually get any further in the game. This game, I'm pretty sure I'm at least halfway finished, but I need to get back and finish this. Okay, next up, White Knight Chronicles 2. This includes a remastered version of White Knight Chronicles, the first game that is, and it's funny that they call it a remaster because White Knight Chronicles 1 was originally released on the PS3. They just included the updated port with the second game. So that's interesting. I've yet to actually play this, though. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles. This is a remaster. This is another collection of two Tales of... It's a collection of... includes Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World. Have yet to actually play this. I really should, but you know how long RPGs are. And speaking of RPGs, Persona 5. The Royal Edition was actually released recently. I don't know if I want to actually go through and beat the original game, though. I mean, if there's any benefit from having this game on PS3 is that you can say it's really bragging rights for the fact that you have a PS3 copy of Persona 5, which I actually got for a pretty fair price, all things considered. Final Fantasy, a franchise that I want to get into but don't know where to start. I really don't know where to start with this franchise. I'd start with this game, but then I don't know which version to play. Should I play the PS3 version, the Vita version, the Switch version? I don't know what. I really don't know. Okay, but now we got some FIFA Soccer. Yeah, again, I don't really care that much. I just got it with one of the consoles I bought. NHL 11, don't really care. This one, Sports Champion. I just bought this so I could have something to do with my PlayStation Move. The Last of Us. This is a game that everybody's played except me. I've been meaning to play it, but I just haven't come around to doing it. Same with the God of War franchise, unfortunately. And I also ran into some issues with God of War on PS3. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to... The thing is, with the PlayStation 3, what you can do is you can transfer your save data onto a flash drive and hypothetically just bring it over to another PS3. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, and that kind of put me off a bit. Here we have God of War 3, which I've obviously not played. Batman Arkham Origins. I quite enjoyed this game. The Riddler stuff was very disappointing, especially compared to the last two games. But nonetheless, it's still a fine entry. It doesn't really add too much new, anything really new, but it's still a fine game. Next up, we got Gran Turismo 6. I just got this just so that I could say that I have a racing game for the system. Little Big Planet 2 franchise I really haven't touched, and Batman Arkham City. This is a game I played quite a bit when I first got it. It really is a great game, and I can see why people, definitely one of the best superhero games ever made, period. Alright, with that out of the way, sorry about that. Sorry about the jump cut. Alright, so next game we have Little Big Planet Game of the Year Edition. Again, haven't played a game in this franchise. Ratchet and Clank, unfortunately, I also haven't really played this. I actually tried the first game, haven't gone to this one yet. God of War, obviously haven't played the fourth one. Again, Ratchet and Clank, Ni no Kuni. This game actually got re-released, got a remaster on PS4. And for the Nintendo Switch version, they just released the original PlayStation 3 version. Next one is Sly Cooper: The Collection. This is a compilation of the first 3 Sly Cooper games. Again, haven't played it, but I've heard some good things about it. Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time. Again, haven't played. God of War Origins. Yeah, I know it's in this really awful case, but I don't really have anything else. Resistance. Same for Resistance 2 and 3, unfortunately. I got these blue cases. And the rest is like PlayStation Move titles. Everybody Dance, Kung Fu Riders, Pets, and TV Superstar. Really, they're just they're party games. Alright, now we're at our final batch of games. Time Crisis 4. Haven't played the previous entries, and have yet to actually try this game, so maybe I'll enjoy it. Uncharted 2. This was a really good game. Really, definitely one of the best titles on the console, period. Oh, and speaking of which, you can actually get, as of the recording of this video, you can get the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection on PS4 for free. Just letting you know. LA Noire also got a remaster on Switch. You know, if you want to play the game on the go. Batman Arkham Asylum, you know, just as great as it's one of the best, again, like Arkham City, one of the best Batman, if not Batman games and superhero video games, period. And next we have some loose leaf ones. PlayStation Move Heroes, again, much like the other Move games, it's just there to sell Move, the PlayStation Move. I have here a PS3 copy of Destiny. I'm disappointed that it's rather disappointing to know that they did not release the final expansion on last gen, because they totally could have done it. Yeah, probably would have had a lot of compromises, but still, it could have. They could have had the whole complete experience on last gen. Skylanders Giants. Not much to say other than I have most of the games on the Nintendo Wii right now. So playing on PS3, really, I'm just playing it for the graphics. I'd be playing it for the graphics. FIFA 14, this is actually a European copy. The thing about the PlayStation 3 is that it's not region locked, but if you want to play Blu-rays, it can only be from the region that you bought it from. So I actually bought a European PlayStation 3, but unfortunately I can't play any North American Blu-rays on it. Next up is Brink. Tried it for a bit. It was serviceable. And next up, the PlayStation 3 port of Battlefield 4. there is this one specific part of the game campaign that keeps crashing. Like, what I mean is, so I would get killed, and then all of a sudden, when I respawn, the screen is completely black, and I have to restart the entire mission all over again just to get through it. It's really annoying and really frustrating that they didn't patch it out all these years later. Singularity. This was actually I think this was Activision's attempt at another franchise other than Call of Duty. Didn't work out. Alpha Protocol, don't know much about this at all. Just bought it because it was cheap. Uncharted, I played it, thought it was good. I got a headache actually from playing this, so I couldn't play it for too long. Probably because of the game's rather poor performance, screen tearing and all that. And next up is Turok. This game, I think the company that made this specific Turok actually went bankrupt. So, yeah, this game is going to be harder to find in the future. Dark Void and Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception. That's pretty much it, really. As Uncharted, now Dark Void, haven't played it, so I don't know. Just bought it because it's cheap. And then Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception. This is a game I've bought, traded, and bought again multiple times. In fact, I think this is the third time I bought it. And as for the game itself, I think it's just as good as Uncharted 2. I wouldn't say it is completely better than Uncharted 2. And now that I'm talking about this, and also the multiplayer component for Uncharted 2 and 3 were actually shut down very recently, so as well as The Last of Us. So unfortunately, if you wanted to experience the multiplayer modes, there is no way to experience it now. It's not even included in the Nathan Drake collection on the PlayStation 4. So that's a bummer. Well, anyways, guys, that's it. If you actually stuck around for the past 17 minutes, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully get some more videos out soon. Well, that's really it. I don't know if I'm going to do any more of these, do another update, especially considering everybody's quarantined and EB Games is closed. So, I guess so as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.